What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here. We are back for another quick tutorial video for you guys about how to get your hands on an infested Kubrow. So in the game, there are several different companions you can get your hands on. We have the regular Kubrows, the regular Kavats. We also have a Helminth Kubrow, which is a type of infested Kubrow. We also have this like vampire kitty, which is one of the Kavats. And we have these three different variants of these infested Kubrows you can get on Deimos. This video is going to be talking about how to get your hands on those. I'm going to be getting one with you guys in this video. It's actually my first one I have gotten because I've been very picky about which Kubrow I want to get, which infested Kubrow I want to get. So just as a heads up, there are some prerequisites in order to get this Kubrow. Many of you probably already have gone through the Howl of the Kubrow quest and all that stuff. I don't know if it is technically a prerequisite to get this infested Kubrow. Actually, yes, it absolutely is, because in order to unlock the incubation area, you do have to have the Howl of the Kubrow quest done. So if we go here, we have the Earth to Mars junction, which you can see here. This must be completed in order to do this. You're going to get the power core, all that good stuff to help get your first Kubrow in the Howl of the Kubrow quest. But when you get to Mars, you're going to have to make your way to Deimos. And Deimos, as you can see over here, is where we're going to focus our attention, because we have to get to the Cambion Drift. You're going to get a quest to get to Deimos after you have unlocked this junction back here. You should. Once you get to Mars, make your way over here, go to Deimos, and most of you already have this unlocked. This is just for those who are very new to the game and are making their way to the star chart, and they have heard about these cool infested Kubrows. Anyways, once you are at the Cambion Drift and you make your way to the Necrolisk, you're going to have a quest, and it's called the Heart of Deimos. For new players, I don't necessarily think this is going to be an easy quest for you to get through. Those of you who have already spent a lot of time in the game and get through this quest, you probably don't even need this information, because you've probably already gotten through and completely unlocked Deimos altogether. But when we are at the Heart of Deimos, or not the Heart of Deimos, but the Necrolisk, we are going to interact with Sun. He is one of the Entrati family, and he is going to be a big part of the conservation in the game. So you can see Sun is over here. So interacting with Sun or Kubrows, because you've made it through the Heart of Deimos quest, we have the Predacite revivification. We also have the Bulbavia revivification. We're worried about the Predacite because we are going after the infested Kubrow today. So you can see here, there are three different Kubrows that you can get your hands on currently. There might be more in the future. And you have to go out on the plane, or not the plains, you have to go out on Deimos and search, track down, and tranquilize these different breeds of the infested Kubrow. Most of you who have gone through the Plains of Eidolon and Fortuna already have the tranquilizer and all that stuff that you need. However, if you do not have a tranquilizer, you need to go through one of the conservation characters at each open world, and you need to get your hands on a tranquilizer. Biggest, most important thing. And then there are alternate tools you can choose to get, which will help you get these Kubrows easier. I'll be completely honest, you saw in the footage that I basically stumble across Kubrows very often. I keep my tranquilizer ready to go. And when I stumble across one of these guys, I go right into trank mode. I take these guys down, and you can see that I have quite a few of these guys, especially the Vizier Predacite. But fortunately, today I'm going to be making one of these Kubrows. I'll be making a Medjay, and I'll be using these mutagens and antigens in order to craft my Infested Kubrow. These are the tricky part, because getting your hands on one of these weakened Kubrows is simple. The problem is getting Sun and his reputation to a certain point to get the type of Kubrow you want. What you can see here is all of the offerings that you have with Sun. We have the antigens, we have some mutagens, all that good stuff. The basic idea is you unlock a few at rank 1, you unlock a few more at rank 2, you unlock a few more at rank 3, and you unlock a few more at rank 4. The issue is, if you want a very specific looking Infested Kubrow, you might not get the mutagen or antigen you want until you get to a certain level in his reputation. That was my problem when I first wanted to create a Kubrow, was I wanted a certain look and I wanted a certain trait. And what I mean by trait is there's a small benefit to which mutagen and antigen you use on your Kubrow. If you're a new player, I wouldn't really worry about it. If you just want to get your hands on an Infested Kubrow, it's not too hard, because you can get the ones with no side effects. The antigen with no side effect and the mutagen with no side effect, you can get fairly simple because it's in his very first reputation rank. The only issue aside from that, and this is where I say there's an issue and it's not so hard, and then I tell you there's another issue. A lot of things in this game require grinding and getting resources to craft. The early mutagens and antigens are fairly simple to craft, but if you don't have the resources to craft them, you're going to have to grind for them. It's not too bad, but if you're really trying to get a specific Kubrow, you could wait until you have the proper standing with Sun and the proper resources to get exactly what you want. But if you're just trying to get a Kubrow, don't worry about it. Get the basic stuff, craft one, and then just make your Kubrow stronger through mods and all that other good stuff. So anyways, I have a few of these. I did forget to grab them from my forge, so let me run back and do that now. The good thing is these craft very quickly. Once you get the resources you need, it takes only 60 seconds, I believe, in order to grab yourselves the mutagens and the antigens. So I have this one. It will give me cloned flesh resistance on whatever Kubrow that I do make. These were my requirements in order to craft it. I think the hardest one was this one and this one. So it wasn't too bad. But anyways, we also have the antigens. So I have the Elasmoon, which makes the Materite polarity for this Kubrow that I'm going to make. And now that I have everything crafted, going to head back to Deimos. We are going to go back into the Necrolisk, go to any of the options as, you know, whatever server this is on. We'll make our way over to Sun, and we will have at least my very first Infested Kubrow. I do believe we can also fast travel, so yeah, let's do that. We can fast travel to Sun. Very simple. Predacite revivification. We're going to grab the Medjay. I am going to grab my Arioli, and I'm going to grab my antigen. So there we go. That's what I'm going to make my first Kubrow look like. The reason why I did this is for this video is because I don't have the resources for the other other two kubrows that I want to create. So we're going to make this one for now. What's cool is you can, after you've selected all three of them, you can go through and see, you can see I'm changing the tail. Depending on which mutagen and antigen you have, will change his tail. It'll also change a small bonus to its design. This one is going to create resistance against cloned flesh, which is basically infested, enemies. So my Elasmoon is going to give me Matter Eye polarity, but these are the different options. We have these little dealios on his back. We have no observed side effect. We have these little dealy dangles from his chin, and then I put the horn on this one because I think this one is the most rugged, armored kind of looking Kubrow. So, and I'm going to build him. 5,000 credits, pretty cheap, pretty cheap for all the other things you have to do in order to get your hands on this guy. So there we have it. We have a Medjay Predacite. This should go to my, I actually think another prerequisite in order to do this would be to have a open pet slot in your incubator. So if I go to, okay, so Cooties, this is the Helminth Charger that I recently made. If I come over here, I jump over here, go into my companions, I should have a Medjay Predacite right here now in my inventory. So right now you have to guild him in order to customize him in any crazy specific pattern. And then yep, okay, so we're just gonna roll with what we got. So we have to guild them just like Kit Guns and Zaws. These guys, after you craft them, you level them up, then you guild them, and then they have some bonuses in that degree. If you're new to the game, you're not really familiar with Kit Guns and doing that stuff and guilding, don't really worry about it. It's something you'll learn as you go. It just kind of helps your Kubrow be a little bit stronger. So that's basically it for this tutorial. I hope it did help you guys. Most of you are very familiar to the game, so I apologize for any of the really nitpicky details, but there are a lot of people who have no idea how to get their hands on these Kubrows, or you just forget. Sometimes I've had to go back and rewatch my own content to remember how to do some of the early game stuff. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Next up, I'm going to be trying to get my hands on the resources to get the Infested Kavat, but it's quite literally the same thing we just did. You're going to track down, tranquilize a Kavat out on Deimos. You're going to use some of those other antigens and mutagens, and yeah, then I basically create my Infested Kavat. So probably won't do a video on that, or I'll do something very, very short so you guys can see it in the near future. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Let me know what your Infested Kubrow is. I'd be really curious. And I do have, just as a heads up, I do have a Discord. It's going to say hello when you jump on in from the bot. But I do have like a Warframe Captura section. So if you want to drop in any Warframe Capturas in there, that would be awesome. I love that, your guys' Capturas and stuff. Or if you want to take a picture of your awesome new Infested Kubrow or Kavat, that would be cool too. I'd love to see them because I need some inspiration personally for what my Infested Kubrows and Kavats are going to look like. Thank you guys. I will see you guys hopefully in the next episode. Blow.